I used to believe that silence was a shield, a fragile wall protecting me from the noise of the world. I lived quietly, spoke little, and trusted easily. Maybe that was my first mistake, trusting too much, believing too quickly. But when you've lost everything, when betrayal claws at your heart like a wild animal, silence transforms. It no longer shields you. It sharpens you. It turns into a blade. I remember the night everything changed with a clarity that still burns inside me. The air was heavy, the kind that presses against your chest as if trying to warn you of what's to come. I was on my way home from work, carrying nothing but a cheap leather bag and a pocket full of tired dreams. The streets were almost empty, washed in the pale yellow of flickering streetlights. That kind of silence should have been comforting, but instead it felt wrong. When I opened the door to my apartment, I immediately sensed it. The scent of unfamiliar cologne lingered in the air, cutting through the faint aroma of the coffee I'd brewed that morning. I froze in the hallway, my fingers tightening around the strap of my bag. My heart thumped painfully as if it already knew the truth before my mind could accept it. And then I heard the laughter. Her laughter. It came from the bedroom, light and careless, the same laughter that once belonged only to me. I pushed the door open, and there they were, two figures tangled in betrayal. My best friend Daniel and the woman I loved, Emily. The room blurred. My vision tunneled. For a moment, I thought I was dreaming, that I'd fallen asleep on the subway and woken into some twisted nightmare. But it was real, too real. Daniel's hand rested on her bare skin. Emily's smile was painted with the same sweetness she once reserved for me. They saw me. Their faces shifted, guilt, fear, annoyance. Emily pulled the sheets to cover herself while Daniel muttered something I couldn't hear. My ears were ringing. My chest burned. I wanted to scream, to break something, to tear down the world around me, but instead, I said nothing. Silence. That silence was my curse, and my salvation. I turned around and walked out, ignoring the cries of my name that followed. My legs carried me down the staircase, out onto the street, and into the suffocating night. Each step felt like I was walking away from the life I once knew, and into a void where only one thing remained: pain. For days, I locked myself in darkness. I ate little, slept less, and stared at the ceiling until my eyes ached. Their betrayal gnawed at me like acid, dissolving every memory, every tender moment I had once held sacred. The love I had believed in, the friendship I had trusted, all of it was a lie. I could have confronted them. I could have shouted, cursed, demanded answers. But what good would words do? Words are fragile, forgettable. Betrayal like theirs deserved something more permanent, something colder. It was then that the silence inside me shifted. It no longer suffocated. I began to shape it. I sharpened it into a vow, one that pulsed through my veins with every beat of my heart. They thought my silence meant surrender. They thought I was broken. But silence can hide storms. I promised myself, in that lonely apartment, under the dim light of a dying bulb, I will not forgive. I will not forget. I will return, not with words, but with silence that destroys. That night I buried the person I used to be, the man who trusted, who loved, who believed in loyalty. In his place, something new was born, something patient, something relentless. Revenge does not need noise. It grows in shadows, nurtured by silence. And I would become silence itself.